It has been over 2 months since we started upgrading our Lost Forever world that is almost 15 years old. Within these last 2 months, we've been taking one of my old bases I made back in 2011 and upgrading it with a mob farm. This mob farm is very important for our survival world because we never had a real mob farm in this world. At least the last one was made before the adventure update and it doesn't work anymore. And any survival world needs a good mob farm. So this has been our core project for the past couple months. And it's almost done. So this episode, we're going to be finishing this mob farm, or more so finishing the casing and optimizing the redstone, so we finally have a complete, functional, working mob farm for our Lost Forever world. Hey everyone, this is Willie. Welcome back to another episode on our world here, on our Let's Play series. Last episode, we got ourselves some ghasts. As you can see them here, I have them all nice and contained. Because, you know, you don't want these guys getting away now. Although, it looks like you can use snowballs to... Well, I guess they can't see them through here. But they will follow the snowballs, and you can actually feed them. Like so. Come here, little guy. And they'll grow faster. But I'm really in no rush to... I need that back, excuse me, sir. I'm really in no rush to get them to grow right away, especially all 4 of them here. By the way, we got these 2 trading with piglins. I did not find any naturally last episode. But either way, I'm really looking forward to trying them out. It's been a little bit. I know they've been out for a while. I'm a little behind the curve here. It's been a month. And in internet terms, a month means years. So it'll be a little bit. But I really want to use them for building this thing behind us, as you can see back there. And that's actually going to be the goal of the episode today, is finishing this. The gas came out at a perfect time because I really struggled at building these roofs because you have to build these platforms under them and it's extremely tedious. But the gas is going to fix that problem and make it to where we can just fly around it and build it. And it's probably going to cut the build time in half. Now, while we let these guys grow, if you haven't seen the last episode, I will show you what we did here. A little recap. We ended up finishing our base down here. If you don't know, this base was made back in 2011, and I completely upgraded it. It looks very different. I'll show you right now what it looked like beforehand and what it looks like now. Huge upgrade. And when I say finish, we finished the inside. Obviously, we have to figure out what to do with the outside. I kind of tend to focus on utility first, and then looks later, and then this is why you end up having this weird looking base here. But it's a nice little starter base. Our main thing here is the mob farm, and it all works. It all filters into our automated sorting system here, and we have a lot of resources. It's pretty awesome. I'm really glad we had this built because our world didn't really have a real mob farm. Now, it's kind of funny. You probably have heard of the copper golems coming out. So we went through all this work. I've never built a sorting system before. We went through all this work to build a fancy sorting system. And it's kind of tedious, it's a little weird, and it takes up a lot of space. The golems will actually sort things for you now. So we're kind of the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs now using this old technology. Although the copper golems are not even out yet, so we can't use them right away anyway. But I thought it was funny that we ended up making this sorting system, and then Mojang comes out with copper golems, which I'm all for. Anything that helps with inventory management, the better in this game. I sometimes joke about this game being managed craft rather than Minecraft because you spend half your time in your inventory and half the time of playing the game just kind of keeping your stuff organized and sorted. So anything they add that makes that easier, the better. Because that means the player can spend more time actually playing the game and less time in their GUI here. But anyway, that's all stuff for future episodes, as we are going to work on finishing our base up here instead, and I'll kind of show you what the plan is for that. By the way, guys, have you noticed this weird foggy haze that's been added since the ghasts were added to the game? I'm not really a fan of it. It's kind of funny. I used to complain that they removed the fog, and now they added it back, and I'm like, it's not what I remembered. I actually used to play with the resource packs that added the fog, and they did it a lot better. This doesn't really add fog, it just adds like a weird gray haze to everything, and I'm not really a fan of it. It takes away the color of everything. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, this is where we're at with the base now. We only have one side done, and we have to do the other sides, as you can see here. And this is how I was doing it before. I had the scaffolding here, but it still was a lot of work to do. I have most of the resources, so we can actually get started now. Well, we can get started once the ghasts are growing up. And I'm hoping this is going to be nice and quick with those guys. It's kind of funny. They add the copper golems to make my sorting system easier, and they also add the ghasts before that to make building this easier. So Mojang is making things easier all of a sudden. By the way, guys, I do apologize for taking a little bit of time to get this next episode up. I've simply been busy and a little unmotivated to work on the next episode because I've been busy with work. So I haven't had a lot of time. I really haven't played since the last episode was uploaded. So I'm a little behind on stuff. Another thing too, I do use mods. Like, this is a vanilla playthrough, but I do use like performance enhancing mods like sodium. I have the flashback mod, so as I'm playing, it's recording everything in real time, so I can use it for B-roll footage. Small things like that. And because Mojang has dropped like 3 updates all in a row pretty quickly, I've been having to wait for those mods to get updated so I can use them. And I'm still waiting for a few to get updated, but it's at least playable for me. So I actually am going to probably at least get one of these guys growing up quicker with these snowballs, and then we'll leave the rest in here. I'm going to get this guy all fattened up, I guess. Whoa, okay. I think he's fully grown now. that was a surprise. I was expecting a few more stages. I didn't. He went from small to big. Oh, he's gone. He escaped. Wait, no, you're not supposed to do that. Oh, he's so cute. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. No, come back. Don't leave me. I need a saddle. I need a gas saddle. Hold up. Okay, I think it is like this. No. Oh, I have this backwards. There we go. Oh, that looks so cool. Wait, come back. No, no, come here, come here, come here. Okay, now we're going to hop on him. Whoa, this is weird. No way, this is so cool. He pulls down his goggles and everything. Little slow, but he is big, so I guess it makes sense. So what I saw was you can actually stand on top of these guys. No way, that's so cool. That's going to make building things like that so much easier. What? Come here, little guy. So something I saw you can do is you can get leads. You can attach him to a lead, and I believe you can like pick up other mobs with him. I don't know how this works. I've seen it though. I know you can. Okay, so it looks like what I need to do is hold shift. There we go. Okay, so you have to hold shift and right click. I don't think that squid's going to survive. Don't they need to be in water? Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. All right. Anyway, this is super cool. You can also attach boats to it as well, I think. Yes, that is so cool. Oh, so a player can't ride in it. Don't know if I like that. I think a player should be able to ride in it. Probably can only put mobs in it, I guess. Or oh my goodness. They're all getting away. Wait, guys. No. Alrighty. We have a bunch of gas flying around now. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. Ooh, he is slow. Oh my goodness. Oh my, you're really, really slow. Actually, I don't know if this is gonna be good for transporting mobs. Imagine if you have to go long distances. This is extremely slow. Can he like sprint? No, I'm pressing the sprint key and he's not going faster. Which makes me think the use case is going to be solely for building. Yeah, so let's go check this guy out for building. I will be over there in a little bit. Okay, I got him tied up here for now. I'm going to go ahead and get myself some resources, get our building resources we need to do this. Oh, I am so sorry. Anyway, I'm going to go get my building resources that I had set aside for this and get back to you. So I just realized step 1's actually not even going to be using the gas. I'm going to need to place the the glass around these other 4 corners here. So I'm going to do that first. And it's going to take a little bit because I'm going to have to go through and smelt all this. Oh, I have iron here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get right back to you guys here. I was getting ink sacs here and I see a mini squid. I did not know baby squids were a thing. Does he drop ink sacs? Alright everyone, I'm ready for phase 1 of this project for this video, which is placing the rest of the glass. So we gotta do all 3 sides here. I did the math. It's going to be roughly, I need roughly about 3,000 glass blocks. just under, like 2,850 is the number I came up with. I went a little over just to be safe, but it may sound like a lot, but when you divide that by 64 to make a stack, it's only about 45 stacks of glass. And I had most of the sand already, so I just had to smelt it. Now I was kind of curious because it seems like a big thing because it's like so much glass. But I actually timed myself, as you see right here, in a creative world, how much glass I could place in 1 minute. I was able to do about 2.5 stacks, actually a little bit over, in 1 minute. So if I divide that by the 2.5 by 45, I get 18 minutes. So it's only going to take 20 to 30 minutes to place all this glass. So that brings it into perspective. It sounds like a big thing to place that much glass, but it's really going to be pretty quick. So I'm going to go do that right now, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I just placed the last glass block, and it only took about 25 minutes. Not bad, not bad. Now I got to get out of here. I guess I'm just going to do this. And then sneak out right here. If I can. No. Okay, I guess I'm going down the hole. So before we even get started with doing the edges here, which is the hard part, and the part I want to try using the ghast for to make it easier, we need to finish the top here. So I want to place the slabs. By the way, if you haven't seen previous episodes, this is all basically built out of half slabs. I got the idea, obviously it's like an Asian themed building, but got the idea from some other builds and kind of warped something together. I'll show you a picture of something I built with my friend in creative a while back, and this was themed after that, kind of making my own version of this that's meant to be around a mob farm. And yeah, we just kind of put it together and came up pretty cool, and I really liked it, so I wanted to bring it into our world here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and then I'll be right back. So I got a good chunk of this roof done here. I'm kind of at the point where it's time to whip out the ghast here and see how it works. Is I'm getting to the challenge with these type of Asian style roofs is if I want to go down the next layer, I have to get under it to place it, and it makes it very, very tedious. So I'm hoping the ghast here is going to make this a lot easier. By the way, guys, I was already getting confused on this. Because not only do you have to get under it to place it, but the shape of these roofs are rather confusing. They're pretty organic. And I do not consider myself a builder at all. I was having to double take all the sides multiple times to make sure I had it the way I wanted here. But yeah, I'm going to remove this so it's not in the way when I use the ghast. I want to go grab him real quick. Alrighty, we're on him. We're flying up. We're speeding our way up. Slowly but surely. Almost there. We're over halfway. We made it. Okay. So this... oh, how do I go down? Okay, I look down to go down. So this is what I mean. Getting down here is such a pain. Getting under because you have to build down, place platforms. But now I can just float here on my little guy here. My little bro. Ooh, that is nice. That is really, really nice. That makes this so much more doable. It's awesome. Oops. I gotta get used to I'm holding shift to go down when I need to look down and press W. I'll get used to that. That's fine. And yeah, look at that. I will say, even though the ghast is slow, it feels like the perfect speed for building. Like I'm not swaying back and forth too quickly. I can easily place the blocks I need with accuracy. Oh, this is so nice. Oh my goodness. This is going to be so much easier. And I guess actually what I could do too is I could keep him right here and shift and he'll just stay here. Can I shift on him? I can. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is one of the best changes Mojang has added in a long time. This is awesome. Oh, there's so much utility with this guy. Yeah, I'm probably going to be building a lot more of these style roofs in the future because I really like this style, and I wasn't going to do it too much originally because of how hard it was to do it. But now it's in the scope of reality here. Oh, come back! No. So I think the roof is done. I'm gonna have to double check it and make sure it's all symmetrical. Um, it's so easy to get lost in all these different curvature sections. But I think we are done with this top part of the roof. And I think it's time to go ahead and finish the other sections. It was so quick to get this done. I was going around doing each layer, and then I finished and I was like, wait a second, am I done already? It was so nice. This gas makes it so much more motivating to work on builds like this. So without any further ado, I'm not going to waste any time here. Let's go ahead and get this done because I've been saying this project for too long and I want to see it finished. So let's go ahead and cue that time lapse and get started. All right, everyone, we made good time and it is now done for the most part. At least the roof is complete. We got all the sides done. We finished adding the rings. Uh-oh. We're missing one trapdoor. I'll go fix that in a second. But yeah, we made really good time. I'm really happy with this. The Ghast made this so much more approachable and so much more much easier to do. I'm very happy with that. Now there's one more thing we gotta do here. I'm not a fan of the snow that builds up here, so I got myself a bunch of wool here. Was able to finally put use to the animals we have down there, and we can put this along here. Oh, on the full blocks, so snow doesn't form. I think that looks pretty good. I don't like the torches. We're going to actually remove all the torches because they don't look very good. But anyway, I'm going to go through and put all these here. The other reason why we want these here as well is we don't want mobs spawning on the roof here because we only want them spawning in these platforms. So I'm just going to kind of figure out which ones to put these on here. Okay, so I got all the carpet placed. That was way more expensive than I thought it was. I didn't realize, look, when you make carpet, you only get 3 from 2 whole wool blocks. And you have to use 1 ink dye to make 1 whole block, so it's 2 whole ink dye for 3 black carpet, and I had like stacks of these, so that was a lot of ink dye I needed to get. I don't know why they give me like 6 or at least 4, so you get 2 per 1. But the other thing about this too is I've realized, or at least I looked it up, I don't know if it's true, but apparently mobs can't spawn in string, and I have abundance of string, so I could have actually used string instead. But I don't mind the way this looks. It's not too bad. And I actually did go ahead and put string on. Oh my goodness. Where'd you come from? Where'd you spawn? What? Can mobs spawn on string? I put string along here on these platforms because I thought mobs can't spawn on string. Oh, he might have spawned up there. Okay, he probably spawned up there. Let me go put some string up there real quick. There we go. We got string lined up along there. I'm hoping he spawned up there and didn't spawn on the string. If not, then I'm gonna have to get more carpet and get red dye and put it right there. Carpet is way too expensive. I don't know why carpet's so expensive. Also too, I'm gonna do the roof later. We're never going to see the roof anyway. So I want to put this off till another date when we have more plentiful resources. Now I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. It's technically done, the casing. We could put these rings down here as well. If we do that, I'll need to go get more mangroves, which I'm okay with. I actually think I might like it with it just one on top, but it might look better with them down here as well. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe we'll go ahead and put them down here. I'm not sure if the symmetricalness of having it on both is better, or we could even have a different design down here. For now though, I am happy with it just being glass. Now I started building a platform down here, or a platform like a base for it. I want this to look like that's going to be on an island. I think that would be really cool. This is kind of the shape I have started. This will probably be a project for another video to make it look really nice. I was thinking maybe we have like dirt along the top, and then it turns into stone, and then we can somehow make the bottom look nice down here as the mobs fall out. The whole idea of this theme is this is like some like magical box that produces mobs, and it spits them out at the bottom, and then we harvest it like some Lucky Charm box or something, right? That's kind of the whole idea. And it's like on a floating island. But we'll want to do some extra stuff in the future to kind of give it that look, give it the impression that it is a floating island and just not a floating structure. I've even thought about maybe adding chains that go up and connect to the island, so it prevents it from floating away. But we'll need to think about those ideas before we start them, and also plan for them. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room. I've been putting this off. What are we going to do about this mess right here? I need to find a way to make this more compact. Also too, we have weird things that come out right here. It's not too big of a deal, but it does affect the look a little bit. Because it's in the way, like right here, and oh, hey there, and right there. We could maybe use trapdoors to hide it. I think what I'm going to try though first is to find a more clever way to power these pistons. I know there has to be a better way, so I'm gonna go play with that and also either compact this so it's inside the glass or move it to be below the platform. So I'm gonna go do a little bit of redstone off camera here. Then I'll show you guys what I got. Okay, believe it or not, it's only like 5 minutes later. I came up with a solution very quickly. Now before I show you, I did not invent this solution. I saw it in another build a while back, and it came to my mind when I was thinking of a way to power this. Now, in case you haven't noticed, we only have 2 blocks to work with to power this without having to bust our way out of the glass. And my current solution doesn't work very well. It works up to a certain point, and then the redstone wire runs out of signal, so I have to do goofy stuff like this to reset the signal to power it again. It takes up more space, and it only works in chunks. So first these turn off, and then there's like a short delay, and then these turn off, and then there's a short delay, then those turn off. So it doesn't only take more space, it's also slower because it's only powering them in chunks. But with this solution, we can power as many as we need instantaneously without without any redstone. If I flip the switch, boom. Extends the pistons, which these would power the dispenser with water. And then we pull it back. Boom. What this is doing is taking advantage of the block state of walls by using an observer to detect the change of what a wall looks like. So right now it's connected to a piston because it is considered a full block, and it creates this pillar right here. But if I extend the piston, it now turns into a wall because it has nothing to connect to. It only connects to these 2 blocks here, and it doesn't connect to this one. So it doesn't create the pillar in the middle. And as you can see, when I change this, it detects it. And we can use that detection to power these pistons. As you see here, you see the wall. If I extend this, it disconnects. As you can see here, it's no longer connected, and it pushes this out. And then we can turn it off by making this a full block. It creates a pillar again, and it pulls it back in. And what's cool about this is it'll power everything down instantaneously with no delays. So I'm going to go ahead and build this in our survival world and get back to you. So I got everything put in here. It was pretty quick to do. I'm moving the hopper clock that we had down there on the side of the building up into the roof. And I was actually in the process of testing it. And bam. Look at that. Completely instant. Now, there's a problem with the top one. Like, it worked that time. It didn't work that time. It's only the top one. Didn't work that time. Did work that time. So I think what's happening here is... Originally I thought I had a block here, so it was powering it. But there's no block here, so theoretically it shouldn't power this at all because there's nothing touching it. But I genuinely think, at least my theory is, it's a bug. So sometimes if this redstone is over this, even though there's air block space between it, this is somehow powering it. Yeah, see that? See how it triggered it, but it didn't pick the water up? And I think if this redstone block goes away, it didn't even work that time either, but it'll probably work this time. Yeah. My theory is it's some weird block update thing happening here that I don't understand. And this seems to be a bug. If anyone knows what the problem is, let me know. This is getting to a level of redstone I do not understand at all. So I think the easiest way to fix this problem is just to move this to the left one. That way the redstone block will never be over this. Unfortunately, I gotta move all this, so I'll be right back. Okay, there's no redstone block over it. There's no redstone running into the half slab, even though I don't think redstone can travel through half slab, so I'm completely confused. This should work. And moment of truth. Please, please, please. The thing works. It's just the top one that has an issue. Okay. It turned off. Okay, another one. Okay. Turned off again. Alright, so let it do 3 times. Third time's a charm. If it does it 3 times in a row, it should be good. Okay. Yep. It's working. It is working. Okay. I want to cover this all up. I'll be right back. Okay. It is done and working. Look at that. They spawn very well. And the mechanism is working. I love that we came up with a solution right here. This is so much better, so much cleaner. Oh yeah, look at all those mobs. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's working beautifully. After all of these years, I never thought I would build something this big. This was a much bigger project than I expected. There were a lot more problems than expected too. As you saw with the other videos, there was a lot of troubleshooting, getting this to work properly. Many, many hours went into building this. I could have, I guess, looked up a design and copied it, but I'm really glad I came up with my own design. It's so rewarding. Never really done a mega build before. And this is a mega build that actually has a pretty big use. Very useful in our world now. Obviously, it's not completely done. We're going to want to maybe finish building the island below it. And then, of course, we have the base we stand in doesn't have anything covering up all the wiring, all the other redstone stuff. But this is definitely a good spot to take a breather and admire the work. Take a little break. Yep, it is working very, very well. Alright everyone, it is that time of the episode for the comment of the day. We're here in our library we built back in like 2011, I think, 2010. And we have this comment right here. Maybe try to add some variation by adding cracked stone bricks and mossy stone bricks like in the stronghold. Yat Yulin. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Hopefully I got it right. So he is referring to the base below our mob farm where we actually collect the goods. I think that is a great idea. Giving it that older look with the cracked stone would add some variety to the build, and it would also nod to the original version of the farm. Not the farm, the original version of the base, to show that it is old and has been in this world for many, many years. We're going to need to figure out how we're going to do that though. We're probably going to add some casing around it and make it bigger to hide all the components. Or maybe we'll find a way to use the guts of the build to kind of make the base look cool. Someone else in the comments said it looked like the Lloyd's building from London, which I thought was kind of a cool take. So maybe we'll try to get some inspiration from that as well. But either way, that's all project for another episode. Thank you for your recommendations. As always, I do read the comments and always take one and put it right here. So that's comment 4, and we take them and put them along the shelves like so. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day. Until next time, bye-bye.